Well, if you or your kiddos are interested in space exploration, there are some really great events happening at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Well, Kelsey Cowan, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science Program Coordinator, is joining us this morning with the intergalactic details. How are you, Kelsey? It's good to see you.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Well, this is super exciting. Tell me all about the fall lineup and everything cool that's happening at the museum.
Absolutely. Just opening last week. So open now is Apollo When We Went to the Moon. So our newest temporary exhibition. And looking at next month, we can look forward to Unseen Oceans coming out November 18th for our audiences.
That is exciting. And I was actually going through your website earlier this morning and I was seeing the Apollo When We Went to the Moon exhibition. It seems super cool. I mean, this is a way to go back to that space race in 1969. And it's always been something that I've wondered, what would it be like to walk through space and everything that was accomplished in that mission? I mean, what is this experience going to be like? Or is it? What is it like?
Absolutely. You do get that feel for it. You do have the space race. Of course, the excitement of the Apollo 11 missions, which really kind of brings you back to the era with these, the TVs of the era and newsstands. And then, of course, brings you to the rest of the Apollo missions and what's to come with the Artemis missions as well. A few of my favorite things includes we have a 1/10 scale replica of Saturn V, the rocket that launched Apollo 11, and which is huge. It's massive, about 36 feet. And we have this lunar surface that, of course, kids are going to have so much fun just stomping all over, creating their own footprints, kicking a rock, perhaps.
Of course.
So many different things within it.
That sounds so exciting, especially with the kiddos. Well, I know there's a Colorado connection to space exploration. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like the space industry is plentiful here in Colorado. We have so much going on here, but also there's so many astronauts that even have connections to Colorado as well. So we actually feature a few of those astronauts within the exhibit. So you can, of course, see that connection and see even who grew up nearby Denver even as well. So
very neat.
Which is very exciting. We also have collection items from some people who actually worked within the Apollo program as well. So they actually loaned us some items like even an abort button and some of those surplus items that weren't necessarily brought up to the space with the Apollo missions, but they were actually surplus items that we are able to have in our exhibit.
I think that is so neat. Well, it sounds like so much to learn and see. Now, can you actually experience what it would feel like to live in space?
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe microgravity, not so much, but I will say we have this living in space cart in which we're going to have our volunteers be able to kind of showcase some of our items, some of them that have flown to space as well. So basically being able to take our comforts of home, do they remain the same up in space? Sure. So I do have a few items to show you from that cart.
I want to see what you've brought with you today. What do we have here?
Okay, so first things first, we have a spacesuit. So this has 11 layers of a spacesuit, and really looking at this last layer. One thing, you see this tube, and this is actually what's going to keep the astronauts cool, because it's going to be over 200 degrees Fahrenheit on the surface of that moon.
Oh my goodness.
Having to have cool liquid run through to make sure that they're nice and cool is going to be very important.
Of course, that's a lot of layers.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I need to see
a lot of protection.
Wow.
Yes, from micrometeoroids, all different things.
I'm sure. Okay.
Now, also thinking about food. So what they bring up is dehydrated food, and then they rehydrate it once they're up in space. And one thing about being up in space is that the fluids in your body don't really drain. So it's you're in a constant cold. So this is vegetable curry because, you know, not being able to taste very well, spicy foods are actually going to be a little bit more tolerable.
Of course, you can actually
even more so than
taste something. Okay, so, and that's what it would look like? Oh,
absolutely. Doesn't look too appetizing, but, you know, they made it work.
So certainly no Uber Eats in space, right? Oof, okay.
And, of course, we even have an Apollo in-flight exerciser as well.
Awesome.
What did they would have used actually in the Apollo missions to exercise?
To work out, okay.
Do you want to try it, perhaps?
I'll try it. I don't know how successful I will be, but I'm down to try it. Okay.
Tell you what we'll do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hold on to this. If you want to take these two handles.
Handles,
right here.
okay.
You got these, perfect. I'm going to back up just a little bit. And I just want you to kind of go back and forth like you're perfect. Oh, fantastic.
Oh.
Do you feel a little resistance there?
Yes, I do. Would this be
Exactly.
harder if you were in space? Like with these?
They had to, of course, there's over 100 different workouts.
Not
You're
bad.
actually working out so well. I'm like, can I hold on to
I
it?
know, right? Tug of war. Very
Perfect.
neat. Oh, I love that you have hands-on stuff that the kids can partake in. Well, this is wonderful. Thank you so much, Kelsey, for coming in this morning.
Thanks so much for
Okay, guys, yes, take the kiddos, take the family. It's the Apollo When We Went to the Moon exhibition at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science right now through January 22nd of next year. All you have to do is head online. It's dmns.org for more about their fall programming and, of course, to purchase discounted tickets.